This video is for adults only. Viewer discretion is advised. Everything I'm sharing is my opinion.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Della Davies.
If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It's free and it helps me out a lot. For the first time since the LAPD began investigating what happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a 14-year-old who was found in the front trunk of David's Tesla, we are now learning that it has been characterized as a murder investigation, according to court documents. Seeking to prevent the release of the autopsy filings, the LAPD detective told the court, because a judge had to agree to seal the medical examiner's findings, and put a pin in medical examiner because they pushed back, and then the LAPD had to respond to that. So there's a lot to unpack here. So the LAPD detective told the court recently that the publication of these details surrounding the what happened to Celeste could jeopardize the entire investigation. LAPD detective Joshua Byers, now he's a veteran of the elite robbery and homicide division, filed a declaration on Friday that described their probe as a murder investigation. Those are his words, not mine, according to court documents reviewed by the Times. Now, the LA Superior Court judge, his name is Judge Craig Richmond. He granted the LAPD request and ordered that the medical examiner's files be sealed. And that's why we saw it disappear on Friday. But get this, in the court declaration, Detective Byers said that making the autopsy findings public will, quote, reveal or tend to reveal an ongoing investigation and the integrity of the investigation, as well as witnesses, plural, so more than one witness, and or informants, plural, more than one informant, who are cooperating with law enforcement, and the content of the information they have provided, which could, quote, endanger the lives of the witnesses and or compromise the investigation. So what in the world, have there been threats made against witnesses and informants in this case, or is the LAPD just being super careful? So the judge read all this and ordered that the declaration supporting documents and the court order itself be sealed and maintained in a secure location in the custody of the clerk of the court until further order by the court, aka the judge. So the Emmy's documents get sealed, and the Emmy pushes back, and then the LAPD has to respond to that. So put a pin in the LAPD. Let's talk about the Emmy first. So the Emmy pushes back today, and they're saying that they want full transparency. They don't like the fact that the LAPD initiated this court order, and now we know why. People came out with an article that everything that we've been told in the last day or two about Celeste is simply not true. So let's dive into that. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Ode Ukpo seemed to question the wisdom of the department's ceilings. So he was pushing back, and now we know why. Let's look at this together. So this is people and the LAPD captain. So the LAPD had the court sealed. The Emmy was mad. We didn't know why. We just knew they were upset. We've heard that there's been, drama between the LME and the LAPD, and now we know what the drama was about in this case, and probably this has happened on previous cases. So the LAPD had to come out after the Emmy was pushing back, wanting the documents to be unsealed, and this is what I think, the Emmy wanted this part cleared up. So the LAPD captain has now come forward to tell us probably what the medical examiner was upset about and why he didn't want the records sealed. He knew that the fact that we were being told that Celeste had been frozen was absolute nonsense. So let's look at what he says. He says she wasn't frozen. So this is an exclusive with people. The LAPD captain and commanding officer of Robbery Homicide Division, Scott Williams, told people exclusively that Celeste was not frozen and was not decapitated as previously reported by local media. What the heck is going on? He said, quote, Celeste's body was not frozen. She was not decapitated. The whole frozen thing doesn't even make sense. Her body was in the car for weeks and wait, because there's a couple more details that are going to be revealed about this. The captain continues. He says, even though she had been frozen solid when she was put in the trunk, there is no evidence to suggest that she was 5 or more weeks. Okay, so now we have a timeline of at least 5 weeks or more of where they're looking in the trunk of the car in the sweltering heat in the middle of the summer would not have resulted in a partially frozen body being discovered on September 8th. So we were wondering if maybe there was a freezer in the front trunk, a refrigerator or something like that. But nope. This is why the Emmy was so adamant that they did not want this motion to seal their results. So, according to the police source, David has allegedly not been cooperative amid the ongoing investigation, and the police source added that no criminal charges have been filed in this case. So, the singer's representative told the NBC LA that his client was cooperating fully with the authorities, and it turns out that just simply was not true. That was David's PR machine, which please help me out with David's PR machine. Please consider liking this video, hyping this video, help me overcome this PR machine. So on Monday, the ME examiner announced that they received the court order initiated by the LAPD from this judge. And he said in his statement, he also made a statement to people. He said, quote, no records or details associated with the case, including the cause and manner of how Celeste passed, and medical examiner report can be released or posted on the website until further notice. Quote, the department understands the public's interest in the case and remains committed to transparency. When possible, information will be made available to the court once this has been lifted. So now we understand why the medical examiner was so upset earlier today about this, basically a gag order that was put on their report by the LAPD. We understand from the LAPD's point of view that, yeah, they had to put this in place. They're trying to protect witnesses, plural, and informants, plural. They're trying to protect the integrity of their investigation. And now we also learned that they are investigating this as a schmurder. So I think that's really good news for justice for Celeste. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It's free and it helps me out a lot. Give this a thumbs up and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below.